What's going on, guys? Welcome to VOA's Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. On the show, we bring you the latest in entertainment news, in fashion, in sports, and film from around the world. Let's go! And let's get right to Hollywood's biggest night, the Academy Awards in Los Angeles. I was there, I attended it, I was on the red carpet from Hollywood in front of the Dolby Theater. History was made this year at the Oscars. South Korean film Parasite won 4 Oscars, including Best Director and Best Picture. Hollywood's biggest night got off to a wet start, but the heavy downpour as guests began to arrive on the red carpet did little to dampen the mood. Reporters from around the world lined up to cover the event live for their audiences, estimated in millions around the world. Red carpet provides the perfect platform for the stars to show off their fashion and to make a statement about various issues. Actress Natalie Portman used her red carpet moment to make a statement about the lack of diversity in this year's nominations, especially in the Best Directors category. No female director was nominated in that category. She showed up in a black and gold dress adorned by a black cape embroidered with the names of women directors. Actress Mindy Kaling wore a yellow gown and said that she hoped that the Academy would select more people of color. Only one person of color was nominated this year. That issue was echoed by singer and actress Janelle Monáe, who opened this year's show with a musical number in which she paid tribute to black artists and female directors. The Academy wanted to spotlight the issue of climate change, a topic of global concern and debate, by installing green columns along the red carpet in hopes that it would generate attention around the world. And now let's get into some winners. Joaquin Phoenix won his first Oscar for Best Actor for his performance in Joker. Actor Brad Pitt won the Oscar for his role in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And despite criticism for the lack of recognition for international movies, Parasite's Best Picture win made history as the first non-English language film to win the top prize in the Oscars' 92-year history. Director Bong Joon-ho says that it should be about the film and not where it originated.
그 자체를 다 추구하고 있는 것 같아요. 네.
But I don't think it's necessary to separate all the borders and divisions, whether it's Asia, Europe, or the US. If we pursue the beauty of cinema and focus on the individual charms that each piece has, I think then we will naturally overcome all these barriers.
Me and Lulu Wang, we all just make a movie. Yeah, it's all same. Yeah.
Renée Zellweger, whose critically acclaimed performance in Judy made her a front-runner in her category, was one of the least surprising wins of the night. She took home Best Actress. And following the ceremony, winners celebrated at the Governor's Ball. And former American football player Matthew Cherry won Best Animated Short Film and Best Animated Feature for Hair Love. He said that was a bittersweet victory as he remembered Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, so, Kobe won the same award in the same category 2 years ago for Dear Basketball. He was the first former athlete to win an Oscar. Now I'm the second. I'm a former NFL player. And, he shouted us out when we got nominated. And so, just seeing the groundswell of love and all that he meant to people, he has such a potential in his next career as a storyteller. I mean, literally his retirement video won an Oscar. And for me, I think it was just a matter of really wanting to honor him and also anybody who is ever concerned about will they have another opportunity to live out their passion. So.
And director Spike Lee paid tribute to Kobe Bryant in a Lakers purple jacket with the basketball stars 24 on its lapels. The Best Director category was not only the most competitive this year, but also one of the most highly criticized for the fact that no women were nominated, including previous nominees Greta Gerwig, whose film Little Women was up for Best Picture. Best Supporting Actress winner Laura Dern feels that there should be more opportunities for women in Hollywood.
If I could give this Oscar to Greta Gerwig, I would do it right now. And Lulu. I mean, there are so many beautiful films. I met the director of Honey Boy yesterday at the Independent Spirit Awards. There are great films. I think that our lens should focus perhaps less on the lack of accolades and more on the the less opportunity that there is, and even more so, the lack of second chances given to female voices.
And let's wrap up this year's Oscars with a look at some of the costumes and the annual Oscars exhibition by the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising. Reporter Angelina Bagdasarian has the story, narrated by Anna Rice. Check it out.
Nick Verrio's fashion design chair at the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising flew to Los Angeles from New York just to get a close-up look at some of the costumes from the Oscar-nominated movies. For Verrio's, they are of professional interest, but they are also much more than pretty clothes. They tell stories about the actors and how costume designers work.
You notice a little bit of details. The cowboy boots that Leonardo DiCaprio wears, that is to make him look powerful, strong. The moccasins for Brad Pitt, that's also to give him a little bit of power, because it takes a really strong guy to be rocking some moccasins. But it's also a nod to what was going on during that time, the hippie rebellion.
Another movie that became the costume design nominee at this year's Oscars was Joker, and the man behind the costumes, Mark Bridges.
Mark Bridges did a lot of research looking at photos from the Bronx, Harlem, the homeless, black and white photos from that time. This is the first clown we see Joaquin Phoenix in. This was inspired by Charlie Chaplin, the famous Charlie Chaplin and the Tramp.
For the movie The Irishman, costume designer Sandy Powell had to copy styles from multiple time periods. The result is gangsters that don't have a typical look.
Now, when we think of gangsters, these kind of gangsters, we usually think of what we call peacock, you know, like the I want to show off. These weren't. These guys didn't want to show off. You knew who did show off? Their wives.
Costume designer Jacqueline Doran with the film Little Women and Mayas Rubio with the movie Jojo Rabbit are among the other nominees in the category.
This is Mayas Rubio. She's the first Latina to be nominated for a Best Costume Design Award for the Oscars.
On the red carpet, however, the gowns and tuxedos are as sparkling and unpredictable as ever, says Verrio's. For Angelina Bagdasarian in Los Angeles, Anna Rice, VOA News.
Now, for more than 60 years, the Alvin Ailey Dance Company has been changing the look of modern dance with multiracial performance and community outreach beyond the stage. Red Carpet's Barbara Santos caught up with the dancers at the Kennedy Center here in Washington, where they were kicking off their U.S. tour, Ailed Revealed.
In 1958, dancer Alvin Ailey and a group of young African-American modern dancers performed for the first time as members of Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater in New York and changed the perception of American dance. 6 decades later, now with a multiracial crew, the company has begun its U.S. tour, Ailed Revealed, combining past successes with new productions.
We normally start here in D.C. at the Kennedy Center at the beginning of Black History Month, so it kind of works out perfectly. And it's right now we are doing a 21-city tour. It's important that we do this tour because we get a chance to spread literally what the Ailey Company is about. If we were just to only perform in New York City, the nation would not be exposed to Mr. Ailey's legacy. They would not be exposed to the wide repertoire of different choreographers and different styles of dance that the Ailey Company brings.
During the tour, the company touches on different issues such as social justice. One of the newer performances includes choreographer Donald Byrd's Greenwood, focusing on the racial violence that took place during the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. The group also brings one of its most famous dance routines, Revelations. Created in 1960, it was performed as part of the opening ceremonies of the 1968 Olympic Games and the presidential inaugurations of Jimmy Carter and Bill Clinton.
Revelations is our signature work choreographed by our founder Alvin Ailey in 1960 to the music of Negro spirituals. Mr. Ailey said that this ballet Revelations was choreographed based on his blood memories. These are memories of him growing up in Rogers, Texas, memories of his faith, his mother's faith, memories of the oppression that he witnessed and experienced himself, but also memories of the tenacity and the endurance of African American people.
The experiences and struggles of the African diaspora in the U.S. are a big part of the company's multicultural legacy.
I feel it's important for African American people in this nation to see themselves in art, to see themselves in dance, to see themselves in beautiful formats as dance.
But it is not just about entertaining. The company is also known for their educational initiatives while on tour. Their stop at the Kennedy Center was even more special for 6 young dance students from the D.C. area who were invited to dance with Alvin Ailey's team in their Revelations performance.
Mr. Ailey had a mantra saying dance came from the people and it should be delivered back to the people. And we do just that by doing the lecture demonstrations, the master classes, and the dance workshops. We go into communities, we go into culture centers, we go into school systems.
Other stops on the tour include Atlanta, Chicago, Los Angeles, and Boston, closing with a Mother's Day performance in New Jersey on May 10th. Barbara Santos, VOA News, Washington.
And let's head to Accra, Ghana, where VOA Music Time in Africa's Heather Maxwell and Kwame Ofori caught up with award-winning Ghanaian artist M.anifest to discuss his new album and his collaboration with Nigeria's Burna Boy. Check it out.
You want to Mr. Right, I'm Mr. Right now. I can turn a tear into a bright smile.
So M.anifest, I love this song, and the collaboration with Burna Boy just really works. How did you guys come to do this collaboration?
Well, our meeting was a long time coming, but eventually we linked up in person in 2018. And we ended up recording a couple of songs, and then one ended up on his album, African Giants, and that was released earlier in the year. And then we released this. We really have a good chemistry, so I think every time people hear us, it doesn't have to be about the same subject matter, but it really resonates.
I'll say it does. You guys were in a hotel room when you recorded that song. Will you explain that? I think that's very interesting.
Technology is also an equalizer. It's made it possible so that we have mobile studio equipment. And we don't always have to plan, let's go to the studio. So it allows us to tap into immediate spontaneous energy. And he was here for vacation when his hotel room were kicking it, the beat was played, and the song was made, and it was magical afterwards. Yeah.
The beat was played, and the song was made.
Day for you like you day for me. Whisper in the wind with the sweetest melody.
Nowhere Cool feels more political, if I can say that. But then the Gumbo feels more like a love story. What inspired the theme for the Gumbo, and then Tomorrow?
Well, I think both Nowhere Cool and the Gamble, what they have together, they're concept albums. So Nowhere Cool, because of the nature of the concept of it, which is the grass is always greener on the other side, except it isn't. I had to tackle many different things. And then Tomorrow is one of the expressions of an urgent love. You're asking somebody to almost gamble on that love, to say tomorrow might never come. But once we're here today, let's love like tomorrow never comes.
'Cause tomorrow, no, they promise to nobody. So today, me, I go love you like say tomorrow, no day.
Now, just last month, Beninese singer Angelique Kidjo won a Grammy Award for Best World Music Album for Celia. Now she has joined Nigerian artist Yemi Alade to bring the lively music video for Shekere, which appears on Alade's latest album. Watching VOA's Red Carpet, I'm Jackson Vunganyi. For more entertainment news, remember to check us out at voanews.com. We are on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Until next time, Goodbye, everyone.